check. 1, 2, test, 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 test. Check, 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 test, test, test. Yeah, channel 2. Okay, check, check, check. Test, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Test, 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 test. Test.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome this morning on a great day of celebration. I'm Keeney Knudsen. I'm the Director of Street Transportation for the City of Phoenix. And I want to thank you as we prepare to designate this section of 14th Street as Bishop Alexis A. Thomas Street. Just a little bit about streets in general. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because we all have a special relationship with the streets we travel on, whether it's the streets that are out in front of where we live, maybe the streets we use to get our kids to school, or maybe the streets where we go to worship. And so we all have that special connection to the streets. And I know we all have probably a common dislike for traffic and congestion. But when we have a traffic light like this, and the wonderful thing about our ceremonial sign program, it gives you a moment while you're sitting there waiting for the light to turn green to reflect upon this blue sign that's up there. And I know that the sign that we're going to unveil today is one of those signs that's going to be something that we can look up to as Phoenicians and recognize the importance of the legacy of the person we're celebrating today. So this is I would also, as we talk about here, I want to thank everybody for being here, but I also wanted to thank Mayor Gallego and the Phoenix City Council for unanimously supporting the approval of this ceremonial sign that we're unveiling today. I did want to mention that I know Councilmember Carlos Garcia, who represents Council District 8 in this area where Pilgrim's Rest is. He expresses his regret he was not able to make it. He was not feeling well today, but I know he sends his best regards and his thoughts as we celebrate this occasion. I also wanted to take a moment to recognize some city leadership in attendance today. So first, I'd like to recognize Jeff Barton, our city manager. I also wanted to recognize some folks from our different departments who've helped make this come together. I wanted to recognize the work of our street transportation team who helped to organize this event, as well as the folks from our sign shop right behind us who are going to do the hard work this morning. And also I wanted to thank our Parks and Recreation Department who helped with some of the setting up here today to make sure we had some cover for the festivities. But without further ado, I wanted to bring up a very important person to be able to kick off this event, and that is Reverend Dr. Terry Mackey to give the opening remarks and a prayer of dedication.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning. Come on, let's give God praise for this wonderful day that He has given to us. I'm pleased to start off my remarks by saying I am just so proud that we're able to have this particular ceremonial sign lifted in the name of my predecessor, Bishop Alexis Andrew Thomas. not only because of what we're doing today, but our church this year celebrates 100 years of service to this community. Pilgrim Rest has remained to be a church in the heart of the community that keeps the community at heart. And one of those factors is because of the stellar leadership of Bishop Alexis Andrew Thomas, whose shoulders I stand on today as our church 100 years later continues to go to higher heights, deeper depths as we occupy all streets. And for those that knew and loved Bishop Thomas, he's the one that coined that phrase, occupy all streets. Isn't it amazing that for him to coin the phrase, occupy all streets, we stand today to name this street in honor of the man who wanted to occupy all streets. And someone said, Pastor Mackey, you know you have some big shoes to fill. But I rather say, no, I can't walk in Bishop Thomas's shoes, but I can walk in my own shoes as I stand on the foundation and the legacy that he gave here at this corner of 14th Street and Jefferson Street together. Listen, I know there are many ways that we could celebrate Bishop Thomas today. Some could celebrate him with plaques and proclamations. But why a street? I'll tell you why. Because Bishop Thomas was not one of those preachers or pastors who just spent all his time in the sanctuary. He was one who gave his life for those not only in the sanctuary, but for those out on the streets. He walked these same streets. From our MLK celebration, he walked these same streets with Al Sharpton. He walked these same streets to help gangbangers and gang members to turn their life around and tell them that there is a better way and there is hope ahead. And I stand today as one who will continue to bridge that legacy of bringing the sanctuary and the streets back together again. I don't know if Bishop Thomas can hear me. I don't know if he can hear my voice today, but I will say this, Bishop Thomas, please know that your legacy at Pilgrim Rest is in good hands, and we will continue to occupy all streets. God bless you.
I'd like to now invite up to the podium Mayor Kate Gallego.
Today is a very special day for the city of Phoenix. We get to honor a great man who changed our community for the better. One of the most significant ways that the city can say thank you to someone is with our street renaming program. We try to take the people who have really changed the face of Phoenix and make sure that we honor them every time we drive through our community. This is not the first time the city has gathered to honor Bishop Thomas, and I hope it will not be the last. We have a special park where we think of him, and now this important street renaming. He was a great friend to so many in our community. We called on him in our most difficult times when we needed to heal the community and to come together. We know that so many people in the city of Phoenix found God through his wit and wisdom. He helped us with challenges ranging from hunger to investing in our young people. We were very lucky he served this community as co-chair of our My Brother's Keeper initiative, which is our initiative that continues today to make sure we invest in all of our young people, but particularly our young men of color. Bishop Thomas had amazing contributions, from thinking about how kids could get their very best start to how they launch into their careers. He was a trusted friend to many and always had just amazing wisdom. I remember Congressman Gallego and I had breakfast with him, and just his words in saying grace before the meal were thoughtful and deeply meaningful. His time was too short, but he did not waste a single breath, and today we remember him. We have had, as part of this event, elected officials from all over who have wanted me to send their thanks to this community. Congressman Stanton in particular also reached out and said that he wanted to say thank you to the Thomas family and to the entire community here today. He had the chance to get counsel from the bishop at some of the most important milestones in his life, and also welcome a member of the family at the congressional staff office upon ASU graduation. So from our senators to Congressman Gallego and Stanton, they send their words as well. It's a special day for our city. May we remember Bishop Thomas, not just today, but every day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. And now I would like to invite up to the podium several members of the church leadership, some elders who would like to share some words with you right now. So first I'd like to welcome up Elder Jerry Barnes and also Elder Richard Yarborough.
Good morning, family. First, I'd like to pay respects to our Madam Mayor and City Council for approving this particular sign day today. Also, our City Manager. And as always, I always recognize and love the family of Pilgrim Rest. Now, I'm going to do 33 years that I was with him in 33 seconds. Bishop Alexis Andrew Thomas. Let's talk about him. He was a ball boy for the Phoenix Suns just a few blocks east of here. We took the ball boy, became the community priest, and a blight was considered a blight area here in East Lake Park. A true Phoenician. He loved Phoenix. I can recall that he pushed for one of the largest international conferences to be here in hot Arizona in July several years ago. He brought that international conference to Phoenix. He loved Phoenix. He resided, his first home was just a few blocks north of here on 14th Street. He loved East Lake community. I can say so many things about him. What a wonderful man. He embraced people, he loved people, and he had a special love for this particular area, and he loved what else he loved. He loved where he was from, South Park, the vistas. As Pastor earlier said, he didn't care if you were a Crip or blood. If something happened to you, your funeral was going to be right here. And we used to tell him, come on, Pastor, please don't do it. But he did occupy all streets, and we will forever. The chapter is not being completed yet as it pertains to Alexis Thomas. There's plenty more work to do. We have his vision, it was written, and we plan to carry it out. And I'd like to say good morning again, and thank you all.
Amen.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm just happy to have an opportunity to say a few words on behalf of Bishop Thomas, recognizing his son Ramon here. Glad to have you here to honor the legacy of your dad. And Micah. Micah, good to see you as well. Good to see you, brother Micah. So much has been said. I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but I thank Mayor Gallego, the City Council, city staff for making this possible. Wow, not much can be said about a person who not only has a park named after him, the place where, you know, he began his love for the city of Phoenix and where he says he developed his jump shot. You know, some of you may be more familiar with that than others, but Bishop Thomas did win the biggest one-on-one basketball game the city of Phoenix has ever seen against Bishop Bonwell. But, you know, we had a celebration some time ago for the park naming ceremony, and we never thought that we'd be having another ceremony quite like this. But I'm just so happy to have served with Bishop, and I know that he were here, he would certainly thank all of you for coming out to share in this moment. But also, I think there would be a special thanks for everyone who served in the ministry and been affiliated with Pilgrim Rest, because certainly he really loved this church and loved the people within it. And so as we unveil this sign, future generations will pass by this place and look up and ask about that man, Bishop Alexis A. Thomas. And I pray that there's always some one of us who will be able to tell him something about someone that we've loved so much and has meant so much to us all. And, you know, for the rest of my life, I know that I'll continue to have fond memories of Bishop and the time that we've spent, and stories that I can't tell here, particularly one in New Orleans. But God bless you all. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. And as Elder Yarborough mentioned, we have both Ramon and Micah here. So we wanted to invite Micah up to be, Ramon to come up to speak, if you please.
Well, I can't do any of this until I get my little brother up here. On behalf of the family, just wanted to end up thanking everybody for coming out. What's amazing to think about is just the growth of this area. On my way walking over, I was talking with someone who's been in the administration of the church for some 25 years. When I talked about how just that little parking lot over there used to fill us up when we were 1401 East Madison, when the city of Phoenix changed, when the people around us and the infrastructure of the city changed, we changed with it. And somebody yesterday had told me that everybody looked at my father as like he was their family, like he was their father, their uncle, their brother. So it's amazing, it's humbling as his son to end up accepting these type of awards, to see these things, and to really just recognize the promise. The Father's Day before he passed, I did my normal Sunday check on him just to see how he was doing. He couldn't preach because of his health, and he sat me down and told me he's not going to make it this next year. But he had said, I need you to hold down the family. I need you to end up walking in the promise that I'm giving you. And every day I see that more. And it's a promise that changed my life. So every day I end up knowing what my purpose is to get up. And I think that's what we're all looking for, whether we come to church, whether we give service in other ways, or just whether we're reaching out to other people. So I wanted to just thank you on behalf of the Thomas family. We are truly grateful to have these type of experiences, and y'all have a blessed day.
Well, now we're at the moment of truth. This is the time, but I'm going to need your help and your assistance in this. So we're going to have a countdown, and our crews are up there ready to unveil the sign, so if you need to move around to get a good view of it, but we'll get ready to do a countdown here shortly. All right, I'll start us off, but I'll let you guys do it from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So thank you all for being here. We're going to have a little bit of a photo event here, photo op, to commemorate the event. And I did want to note that we're going to entrust with members of the family and also members of the Pilgrim Rest congregation. We have some commemorative signs to memorialize this event. So
Beautiful. Thank
So I
you.
invite everybody to.
Yes, thank you again so much.